YouTube, we're back at it again, and yes, you read that correctly. We went 17 in 1 with new Tellarknights with Oasis. You know, I started casual, I won 6 in a row, and I thought, okay, then I lost, and then I said, okay, after I after I lose now, I'm done. I end the stream. And funnily enough, I won 11 then in a row. And yeah, here we are. Then I wasted, 2 more hours getting that win streak. So yeah, it was supposed to be a short stream, but it ended up being, freaking 17 in 1. So here's the decklist that I went for. And I wouldn't say this is optimized, I wouldn't say this is the best version possible. I just went 17 in 1 with it. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Take it however you like. Of course, I did get help from the ladder, from the people on the ladder for that win streak. But I do still like the deck, I do still like this version specifically. And yes, this is post Banlist, so no endless trap hell. We play much less traps. We play only Canadian Alpha and the Oasis. So yeah, everything here is pretty much standard. Besides that, I like double MST because first of all, you can search for it with Destiny Draw. Second of all, it's pretty good, especially in this meta. I like it a lot because there is tons of back row, like Book of Moon and Canadia and Chalice and all of that stuff. Besides that, you would like to have triple the Neb. He is your, or she, I guess, is your best card really, because it's a searcher. Combined with Altair, who can bring it back from the graveyard, and then you have 2 monsters and you get a search, which is amazing. And yes, that is prismatic Altair, just flex on you. You want to have triple of Altair as well. Eunuch is an optional. I like Eunuch with Skybridge and Oasis, because it can send the Neb in the graveyard, and then with Oasis or Altair you can bring it back. So it's basically a searcher in a sense for your Neb. Besides that, you would really like one series because it helps a lot with grinding games, It helps you to reshuffle all your Tellarknights from the graveyard, and then you can start again with looping them, I like double vegan because I like having one in the graveyard, so I can use like Altair into vegan, and then vegan summons another from the hand, and then you have 3 monsters on the field. Plus I like having then one in the deck as well, because if you can search it with possibly with the Neb, and then you can have another one, another double summon, which is pretty good. Besides that, I like Canadia in this deck. I would definitely play Book of Moon if I had it. But yeah, Canadia is pretty good. You can play whatever traps you like. Also, if you don't have MST, you can play whatever else, maybe Cosmic or something. So yeah, this is just the deck that I went for. Now here's the extra deck. Batlamus, double Batlamus and double Deltaros is pretty necessary and literally the core of the deck. Besides that, you can play whatever you like. I like a lot Diamond Dire. It's crazy good in this deck. Paladynamo is basically for Melodious matchup. Yeah, that's basically it, just for Melodious matchup, because it negates effect of the Bloom Diva. Heraldry is pretty good in this Harpy meta, but you can use it, maybe against Blue Eyes or something as well. So yeah, I really like Heraldry. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. So yeah, this is the deck list. Like I told you, this is not my optimized top tier best version of the deck. This is just random. I just wanted to test out Oasis because I get it. I have it now. So I just wanted to test out Oasis and see how good it is. And yeah, this is the first build that I went for, and I got 17 in 1 with it. So yeah, you can change it up for yourself how you like it. And yeah, play whatever you like, whatever you feel like is better. So yeah, anyways, let's now jump straight into duel replays, because it's time to duel. Also, I would like to remind you that if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing, because it really does help a lot to grow the channel and to make more videos like this. So yeah, please click that so I don't have to send you to the Shadow Realm. Also, do check out my Twitch where I stream all these duel replays. I'll post a link down in the description. So yeah, we're playing against Harpies with Silvio Savatari, which is interesting. So yeah, he fortunately for us has only one back row. Now here is the power of Eunuch. He with Skybridge and Oasis is pretty good. Also, I did play a couple more here back when I started, but I decided to remove a couple because I don't think it's that necessary to have multiples. So yeah, here we can send the Neb, we can set both back row. I decided to do that because he can potentially, like if we leave Skybridge in hand, I don't know, it's probably better to just set it. Now he does go for the bounce here because he doesn't want to lose his monster. Was that a good idea? I don't know. Potentially, it seems like, but it's really hard for him, and of course it's ladder. Of course no one plays around Destiny Draw. Now I can go into the Neb. I can search for another Altair. I should have probably searched for the vegan, but I think I only played one in this at the beginning, so yeah, that's why I went for the Altair. Now I go for the Skybridge. Go into the Eunuch. Eunuch send the Neb for the next turn. Destiny draw into probably... I would have probably went for the back row removal, but okay. Let's see. Okay, we grab another Altair. Now here we go for Heraldry. Why is that? Why didn't we just went for Deltaros? Well, Heraldry is pretty fucking amazing. And he tries to activate Fiendish Chain, which means that now we can chain Heraldry, which means he can't bounce, which means he loses 2 of his monsters. And the third one is easily dealable with Eunuch, and at this point we have huge advantage, and this is the power of Heraldry. Like, your Fiendish did nothing, yeah, sure, now it's negated, but now we have the, you know, the complete power over the board. Now he activates Feather Rest, and we do realize that he has both of his Harpy Lady ones in the graveyard, and he probably doesn't play more, you know. So we just activate now Alpha, right? Yes, to negate. And he doesn't have anything besides that. He has one back row. What can he do? We attack, and yeah. We also have Canadia to potentially stop anything he may throw at us. And that's gonna be easy game, right? Okay, Fiendish Chain, we can chain Skybridge, and that's game. Easy. So yeah, if you know me, if you're a regular on this channel, you know how much I love control decks and how much I love Tellarknights. Tellarknights are one of my favorite decks and archetypes in general. I like the, you know, warrior type combo, control. You know, it has combos, and it also is control. It's not just stall, you know. So that's why I really like Tellarknights, and also I feel like they have lots of freedom to do whatever you like. You know, you can go for whatever. You feel like you're not limited in your plays. You feel like you have the freedom to choose to constantly be creative with your plays. And that's what I really like. Now here I misplayed. Why? Because I probably shouldn't have attacked with the Neb. Why? Because now he can bring back the score. I thought that he has a score, so I wanted to get rid of him, but I forgot that he can just get it back. So yeah, that was a misplay. Okay, so here he triggers our Destiny draw, which, you know, thanks, bro. Now we can search for back row removal, which is pretty good. We take out Karma Cut, which was pretty fucking good. Now we can go for our Exceeds. Now, at this point, we have to be really careful with our life points because we're at 300. So, what is the play? I think the play is to go for Deltros and constantly keep popping his cards, because then he won't be able to get back his advantage, you know? So we go for Deltros, we pop his monster, we pop his Chopina, because now he can't bring back, you know, if we popped Soprano, he would just bring it back. So now he can't loop anymore from the graveyard, which is pretty good. Now he goes for Schuberta, which is a pretty tough card against us, because we like tons of stuff in our graveyard, you know. And he will banish now Vegan and Kytroid, which is pretty fucking good for him. We Canadia now, he lances, which means we used up his lance. You know, okay, which is great. And now he did use up his effect already, which was probably not the best idea, because now we can start looping. And that could be game even here right now. Why? Because his only protection in hand could be that score, and we can easily take it out first of all now. And now we can go for serious, return our stuff back, grab something, and we have open field for game, which is pretty good. And we won. As you can see, we didn't stall. We just went through. That's really the power of this deck. To one by one take out of his resources. Every turn constantly keep, you know, cutting down his resources until we can go for game, push for lethal, really. And yeah, probably today is probably gonna be a longer one, because I saved like 9 duel replays. You know, in 17 games, you know, you find so many replays that you want to save. I don't know about the proof of win streaks. I know at the end there is a. I saved the last match where we have the proof of the 11 win streak, but I'm not sure if I have the 6th win from the other win streak. So here we don't feel any delays, which means he probably has a negate, because Yosenjus have that, you know, counter trap negate. So we just go to force him to activate. So we decide to go for the Yosenjus Shinshu L, which means he has to activate now Yosenju's secret move. Although we could have went also for the back row, so he would have to activate it anyways. And now we have game. How? We don't feel any delays, so we are assuming it's drowning. Yosenjus are very famous for playing drownings. Now we can go for this is why I love vegan, because now we can go for game here. You know, without vegan we couldn't go for game, because vegan goes into Altair, goes into the Neb, which means you have 2 monsters on the field for Batlamis to go into Deltros, and we have another Altair to attack for game, that's 4000 damage. We can destroy his set card, which was of course drowning, as we predicted, and yeah, we can easily have game. So as you saw, the deck can be pretty fast sometimes, but it's also, the power is that it's also built for the longer game as well. It's adaptable, I would say. The problem can be bouncing, because okay, so here's probably the 6th win we got from the first win streak. So yeah, we like to get destroyed. So in this meta where there are Harpies and stuff, it's a bit harder for Satellarknights. But yeah, so here we decide to go already for the Skybridge, because now we have our Stellar Nova Alpha live, and then next turn so with Alpha we can negate anything, literally anything, and then with Altair we can grab it back, get a search, and start, you know, with looping. Really, everything goes from that. Now here we decide to negate the Lupine, so he doesn't get a search, so he doesn't banish Dark to get a search. He does get a roar effect, and he gets a loof effect to bring back the roar. Also summons another roar, which is interesting. Now he obviously has hand traps, right? Because who are we kidding? It's Thunder Dragons, and he purposefully left the field open. So we have to play around Lured by Darkness here. So that's why I don't go for an Exceed play. I just went to poke with Altair because it just doesn't trigger his skill. Plus you have Stellar Nova Alpha, which is pretty good, so we can send the Neb, bring it back next turn as well. So I think I should have Battery Man Solar here, because now he gets the Hawk with the Roar. So I think that was the play, to just Stellar Nova Alpha here. But I also thought that I would want to save up my Alpha for hand traps. So yeah, that's really the Stellar Nova Alpha is amazing against hand traps because they can't chain anything to it. If you activate, if you negate their Temperance or their Kytroid or their Sphere, they can't activate anything that is in the same. Like if you negate, you will see. I don't know how to explain. If you negate, they can't activate in the same step. So if you negate the declaration of attack, they can't activate another sphere. If you negate in the damage step, they can't in the damage calculation. They can't negate. They can't activate another Kytroid or you know. So if you negate the last one in the last step, it's over. They can't activate anything and you just win. So yeah, that was our play, that was our thoughts behind saving Alpha. Because really we are only afraid about the hand traps. Because Deltros floats when destroyed by freaking Levianeer, and it's much harder for him to make rank 6 exceeds to bounce him with M7 now that he can only play 2 Lupines. Now we do decide to destroy the Dragon Matrix. Here I misplayed. I accidentally misclicked probably. I don't remember. I should have went for the Altair, who can then bring back the Neb to grab another Surge, but yeah. We go for another Exceed. Why? Because now we can pop his Dragon Roar, which will summon probably a Hawk, yeah. We don't negate that. We want to... Now we can negate his hand trap. We attack into the Hawk with one monster, with our first Deltros. He doesn't activate his effect. Apparently his hand is perfect, it seems. But then we negate the Temperance, and now he can't chain anything to it. And now he like 100% loses. So yeah, that's easy game, I guess. I guess we can call that easy game. But yeah, boy, I love Tellarknights. They just fit me so well. They're just one of those decks that really show exactly what I'm about, you know. I don't know how to explain. Damn, what in the brick? I mean, I guess here if we open anything, any monster with Skybridge, we're chillin', but still. So he goes for the channel where he tried to Canadia. He has a Swallows. We can Canadia again. Now he doesn't have any plays because Harpies really want to resolve their plays because they're dangerous when they start drawing with Feather Rest and searching with Perfumer and the Oracle. So yeah, here we open the best card possible, the Eunuch, who can send the Neb. He activates Breakthrough skill, which was perfect for us, because now we can Skybridge, go into the Altair. So here, you may be thinking, why Altair? There's nothing to summon from the graveyard, right? Well, as you can see in this chain link, first the Eunuch activates here, and then we can activate Altair's effect. He doesn't miss the timing. We can send it the Neb. Now Altair activates to bring back the Neb, and we can search for the vegan. Why vegan? Because we want to have him one in the graveyard, so we can, you know, go for him when needed. We can pop his channeler, and at this point you can look at the advantage we have. We have Deltros, which is amazing. We have another Canadia, which is amazing, and he's probably out of Swallow's Nest and stuff, so he's probably not gonna be able to miss to go through this Canadia. He goes for the Perfumer, grabs the Feather Rest, which means he probably does also have the, not probably, but definitely has another the card that summons Elegant Egotist, yeah. So now we can flip it back down. We also go for one Canadia, why not? We can destroy his monster, set the Oasis for the follow-up if needed, and yeah, that's easy game. To be honest, we faced lots of Harpies and lots of Melodious, which was supposed to be a crazy bad matchups for us, but I would say people on ladder don't really know how to play against Satellarknights, so that's our advantage, you know. So as you can see, we're playing against Melodious, you know, and yeah, can we beat him? Let's see. So he has the combo. He decides to not go for any fusions, also decides not to even summon. Oh, he can't summon anymore, so yeah, that's why he can't fusion. I'm assuming he has a score in hand because, you know, he has 3 cards in hand. If he had any back row or something, he would set it. So yeah, let's see. We have Oasis, which is pretty good. We have Alpha, which is pretty good. Okay, so here we allowed him to attack. He does, for some reason, as always people do on the ladder, give us Destiny Draw. So yeah, thanks bro. We take those. We go for the Eunuch. Why? Because now we can send the Neb. We can now activate Oasis, bring back both of our monsters, grab a search for the Altair. Now we can go for the Deltros and start popping. So this is our plan against Melodious in general. We have to make Deltros and start popping off as soon as possible. Also we do have negates, which will come in pretty handy. So first of all, I would say we need to pop the Chopina, because she can bring back monsters from the graveyard. Now here we don't want any fusions. We want none of that stuff. Get out of here. So we negate. Also Deltros floats. We can bring back Altair, which can bring back the Neb, which can search for the vegan. We do also have Kytroid in graveyard, which can help us to survive if needed against 3 monsters. So yeah, here we can go for the vegan into the Altair, bring back the Neb. Also we decide to chain to bring back the Altair in the deck, so we can search with the Neb for our Altair, because we're out of Altairs, right? Yeah, both of them are here in the graveyard and one is in the so we really don't want to do that, to get rid of our last Altair, because then we don't have the loops, you know. So we bring back the Neb, we bring back another Neb, we search for Sirius, which is pretty good to reshuffle our materials back. Now he activates Fortissimo, which he can fusion from. He can fusion with this, which we don't want. We MSD it right away. You may say something like, maybe you should have waited with MSD, and perhaps that is the case, but we assume he doesn't have any more back row, because otherwise he would set it, right? So yeah, we pop it. He doesn't have any more back row. We float with Deltros. We go for another the Neb search for the vegan. So now we can go for the vegan, go for the Sirius, reshuffle all of our stuff in the deck. Also draw a card. Canadia is pretty good. We can pop one of his monsters, and at this point I think we have advantage over the field, and I think there's literally nothing he can do basically. We should probably have lethal here, right? So first of all, we get rid of the TTH. Of course, he doesn't activate because that would just be game for us. We can search for the Altair with the Neb. Activate Skybridge, bring back another Altair. Go for Exceeds. We can go for the Deltaros, and that's gonna be easy game. As you can see, we managed to beat through his resources constantly. Like, there was literally no chance of him beating us if we don't misplay here, you know? Because we can just continuously loop everything, get tons of advantage. Like, we have complete control over the board. So yeah. Damn, I already see this video is gonna be long as fuck. Well, what can you do? I have 9 replays. Okay, win streak 6. So that's another win streak. We already went through the last, the first 6 wins. So here, against Harpies, we don't open too well. Or maybe Harpies, yeah, it's not Harpies, it's fucking Triamids. So against Triamids, it could be a tough matchup, but I do know how to play against them, so maybe we're chilling, So first of all, here we go for the Deneb. We grab the Eunuch. Why is that? Because now we can go for the Vegan from the deck, special summon the Eunuch, which can then send the Deneb for the next turn, which is pretty good. Now we go for the Deltros, and now what most people don't know is that Deltros has an effect when, let's see, what? Okay, when you normal or special summon a monster, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special summon a monster. So, what that means is that if you toggle on, you can chain MST and they can't activate any of their effects. Which means he can't activate their effects to get, to switch the field spell, which means our MST just goes through and we can pop one monster, destroy the second one, and now look at this, he can only top deck one card, and if he top decks TTH, if he top decks Pulse, if he top decks anything, field spell monster, he still loses. So yeah, that's a great trick with quick plays. You can also activate Book of Moon and stuff, which helps you a lot to because they can't chain anything to it. You just have to put your toggle on. So here we're playing against Harpies, it seems. Let's see. I guess we go for the Deltros, because here we are stuck with Alpha, and Alpha doesn't do against Harpies Hunting Ground. So we go for the Deltros to pop the Harpies Hunting Ground and set the Alpha, which is amazing because now we can negate his Perfumer or Channeler. So, and fortunately for us, he goes for the Channeler. Why is that? Because he first has to discard one card, so he loses, one card as well. Like Perfumer wouldn't lose one card. And now look at this, we have, Harpies are pretty good when they start their combos, but they can't start their combos when they lose their normal summon. So here we have pretty much control over the field. He possibly doesn't even have, he doesn't have any back row, because Harpies usually get their back row by drawing into them with Feather Rest, or they would have like one back row maybe. And here we can just win through one back row, and he didn't have any back row, so yeah. And finally, the last duel we have, and it will show you now the win streak we have. I like this duel because I really wanted to get out of here to, end the win streak. Like, I wouldn't throw, of course, but let's see, win streak 11, as you can see. I wouldn't throw the game, but I really wanted to go because I had tons of work to do. I wanted to record a video, all of that stuff. So I was like, please give me a break and please someone sack me. And of course, who is better than freaking Blue Eyes? Sets to back row. Unfortunately for us, we don't get any of our, Canarias, MSTs, What else? Skytroids, Skybridge, nothing. None of that stuff. We don't get anything. Which means, you know, we're kind of vulnerable here. We also do decide to set one monster because if he has a Canadia, if he has a Karma Cut or Providence, then discard his Ancients to then summon a Blue Eyes and of course also destroy our monster. Here we think we're safe, right? Because Blue Eyes usually can't OTK right through one monster if we don't give him the resources to discard their Ancients. Well, I thought wrong because he had 3 Blue Eyes in hand and goes for the Neo Blue Eyes ultimate, and that's gonna be game. I think this is a very good way to lose the win streak. I was pretty happy for him and for me as he sacked us like we wanted to, and I guess that's great for him as well. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck list. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck if you decide to play it. I really love them. Maybe Tellarknights aren't the best investment because they're always just so close to being great in the meta, but in the last meta we had Automats, in this meta we have Harpies and Melodious, which are pretty much hard counters to Tellarknights. So yeah, tough situation for Tellarknight enthusiasts. But here on the ladder you can, you know, as you can see, clap even Melodious and Harpies. So yeah, if you enjoyed the deck, play it. So yeah, that's gonna be it. See you in the next one. Bye.